I'm going to be sharing with you guys the Minimalist Journaling Guide for self-improvement. I'm going to try to keep this video as short and action-packed as possible so you can get the value you need to start journaling immediately. I'm going to be going over 3 minimalistic journaling steps that you need to know so you can start to begin journaling if you have absolutely no experience doing it and you're just starting out. But before I go over those 3 steps, I want to go over why it's so important that you start journaling as soon as possible. Given our day and age, we're filled with constant distractions, messages, so many different things that we forget one of the most important aspects that leads to our self-improvement, and that is reflection. With reflection, we can look back and see the good actions that we took and the results that came out of that, and we can also see the bad actions we took and the results that came out of doing bad actions. Once you're able to start journaling and looking at the good and bad you did and the results, you'll be able to start improving more and continuing to do good actions that lead to good results. And you'll be able to identify the bad things you do every day and then try to eliminate those bad actions. That's why journaling is so important. Once you're able to reflect over your daily actions and journal about them, in the future you'll be able to reread those journal entries. Once you reread those entries, analyze it, and learn from it, you'll be able to experience true self-improvement. Because we truly want to be reflective over our lives, we're going to journal every single day. Journaling will motivate you to make the most out of each day, so then you'll be able to journal about it later. That alone should be a huge why to start journaling as soon as possible and join great historical figures that journaled as well. Some of them include Leonardo da Vinci, George Washington, and also Marcus Aurelius. I just wanted to make sure we had a powerful why statement because a lot of people like the idea of journaling, but not many people actually execute on the action of journaling itself. The first minimalistic journaling step is to make journaling fun. You want to make sure you're journaling in a nice journal and a nice pen so that you'll be able to enjoy journaling more. And you also want to make sure your environment is set up in a way for you to get the most out of journaling. You're probably not going to want to journal with your phone around you, so then you cannot be distracted from any notifications and be able to really reflect over your life experiences. Here's a journal that I like to use for myself because it looks different from any other regular school notebook. It has a nice strap here to keep the notebook closed, and it also has a bookmarker thing. So it's really a nice journal that I like to use. And with this journal, I actually look forward to writing in it every day. In James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, he talks about the environment a lot. And he says how even though we think our good habits and actions are from our own personal actions and motivations and talents, the environment that you're in actually plays a huge role in the actions that you do. It's very important when you're starting out to make sure journaling is an enjoyable, fun experience. Get a nice journal, get a nice pen, and make sure your environment is one where you're able to truly reflect over your life. And you want to make sure to remove as many distractions as possible when you are reflecting and journaling. At least put your phone on Do Not Disturb or silent, or even better is to put it in a different room completely. The second step of the minimalistic journal guide is the 2-minute rule. And this is actually another advice from the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. And it's a way to make journaling easy and simple. In the book, James Clear really emphasizes that when you want to start doing a new habit, you want to make it as easy and simple as possible. And since you want to start journaling for self-improvement, but it's a new habit, start with the intention of writing only 1 sentence a day. If your goal is to only write 1 sentence, that is something that anyone is able to do, even if you're not used to journaling. With the goal of only writing 1 sentence, it's practically impossible to fail. You'll find that even though you made the goal to write 1 sentence, once you actually start writing, you're more likely to want to write even more. But if you set a high goal of journaling for a whole page or 10 minutes a day, you might not even do it because you're not going to believe that it's something you can do. But if you just set the goal that James Clear writes in his book of 2 minutes a day when starting a new habit, or writing only 1 sentence, that's something that everyone can achieve, and then you'll be able to build up in a small, consistent manner, rather than having a huge, lofty goal of writing like 1 full journal page a day, and then you die out from doing that really fast. The third minimalistic journaling step that ties back to the second point is to be consistent. So first we made journaling enjoyable and fun. We made a 1 sentence a day rule. And now we want to make sure that we're able to be consistent in journaling every single day. One thing that really works for me is to decide a time every day where you're going to journal. What I would recommend for beginners is to pick either soon after you wake up or soon before you go to sleep. If you journal soon after you wake up, you can write about something you're looking forward to today, or you can also reflect over the previous day. And if you journal before you go to sleep, you can journal about anything that happened throughout the day that you're proud of and really be reflective over that so you can experience self-improvement. So one trick that I like to do to make sure I journal every single day around the same time is I actually write the date and also the time next to it. So each journal entry has sort of like a timestamp. And it's also kind of cool to look back and see what day and the exact time that you start journaling. And with following these 3 easy, simple, minimalistic steps, you'll be able to start journaling as soon as possible because you're going to only have the goal of writing 1 sentence a day. And anyone in the world can do that. You can't tell me that you don't have at least 1 to 2 minutes to think about something and write 1 sentence a day. I know that if you just stick to doing that, you'll be able to build up a consistent pattern of journaling every single day for the rest of your life and be able to truly experience self-improvement through your reflections of journaling. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you found anything that I said useful, please like this video and also subscribe. That would really help me out. And any feedback that you have in regards to journaling or any other video that you think might be a good idea for me to do, please leave that in the comment section below.